More FPL. Today it's time for my Gameweek 3 preview. In this video, I'll briefly review my Gameweek 2 score and provide an update for my mini-league before moving on to discuss the top 3 transfers in for each position so far this game week. I'll finish by outlining my specific plans for this game week and beyond. So let's briefly review my Gameweek 2 score. I had another strong week with 88 points, giving me 199 overall and an overall rank of just over 13k, undoubtedly one of my best ever starts. After a Salah captain blank on Saturday, I was expecting a red arrow, but Bruno actually ended up scoring worse, with no clean sheet and a booking. The stars of the show for me were the West Ham boys, Antonio and Ben Rama, getting 3 goals, 2 assists and 28 points between them. Elsewhere, Trent and Shimikas both got a clean sheet and assist, and there were goals again for Greenwood and Ings, and a first clean sheet for Sanchez in goal. The only other non-returners were Tony again, which is a bit of a concern, and Shaw similarly, although he did get 2 bonus, thanks to a big chance he created. Now let's take a look at my mini-league. I still lead the way, but there are also strong weeks for James Leach, who moved up to 2nd, and Gareth Geddes, who remains in 3rd. Now let's look at the top 3 transfers in so far this week in each position. So let's talk about goalkeepers, starting with Hugo Lloris of Tottenham. He has 2 clean sheets and max bonus from 2 games. I'm not looking to make a goalkeeper transfer, and also not looking at premiums, but if you are, Lloris is a good option. Next is David Raya at Brentford. He's another player with 2 clean sheets from 2 and is looking like a strong 4.5 million option. Brentford still have a few decent fixtures before things turn in Game Week 6. Last is Kasper Schmeichel of Leicester. He has 1 clean sheet out of 2, and at 5 million, he's not someone I'll consider, as I think there's good value at 4.5 million in Sanchez and Raya. Now let's talk about defenders, starting with Shimikas, who's already gone up in price. I have him in my squad, but I'm possibly transferring him out. Robertson was on the bench in the last match, and you'd expect him to start against Chelsea. He's gone up by 0.2 million, so I can cash in 0.1 million profit when selling him. Next is Shane Duffy of Brighton, who's also gone up in price. He came into the team because of injuries to Dan Burn, Joel Veltman and Tariq Lamptey, but is playing well and is a big threat at set pieces. Veltman will likely return soon, but may come in at right wing-back. Burn is apparently out for a bit longer than expected, and Lamptey hasn't really played for a while, so we could play at least the next couple. Last is Reece James of Chelsea. He didn't start in Game Week 1, but against Arsenal he got a goal and an assist, as well as the clean sheet. He should be first choice at right wing-back. He may get rotated a bit with Azpilicueta and Hudson-Odoi, but if he can start regularly, he could be great value at 5.5 million. Now let's talk about midfielders, starting with Ben Rama, who's already gone up in price and is set to go up again. The fixtures are still good for West Ham. He slightly overperformed his expected data, but at 6.2 million, he's still a bargain, in my opinion, if they don't sign someone else to threaten his starting spot, like say Lingard. Next is Paul Pogba of Man United, who's also already gone up in price. He got another assist at the weekend and looks dangerous off the left. As mentioned before, the main question is how long he continues to start there, especially if more as the squad comes back, particularly Sancho, who came off the bench, and Cavani, who will surely be on the bench next game. He's much less effective as an FPL asset in central midfield. Last is Diogo Jota of Liverpool, who's also already gone up in price. As mentioned before, I think he's a good option until Firmino's return, at which point he becomes a rotation risk. Firmino did get 10 minutes against Burnley, but then Jota did score again, so he may start the next game also, but there is doubt. Finally, let's talk about strikers, starting with Antonio, who's already gone up in price and is set to go up again. In my opinion, he's the best mid-price striker by some distance, so if you don't have him already, he should be a priority transfer in. The fixtures are still good, and he's also shown he can score against anyone. Next is Romelu Lukaku of Chelsea. He started very well, but we have to keep in mind this was against a poor Arsenal side, missing their best centre-backs. He did have a lot of shots inside the box though. I'm not rushing to bring him in at this point with their fixtures, but a couple more good performances and returns could change my mind. Last is Danny Ings of Aston Villa, who's already gone up in price. He has 2 goals, but was a bit fortunate to get a penalty while El Ghazi was off the pitch, and overall, his XG isn't great. I may move him in Game Week 4 when Villa's fixtures turn, probably for Calvert-Lewin. So now let's talk about my plans for this game week. Will I be making any transfers? I have 2 frees, so we're making at least 1 move, but I'm currently undecided on what to do. I like the look of Calvert-Lewin, but don't want to lose Ings or Antonio. It would have to be for Tony, who has been playing quite well, without returning. I have $1 million in the bank, so would need to find at least $0.6 million elsewhere. I was thinking of maybe funding it with Greenwood, but he's now scored 2 in 2, so his starting spot should be safe for now. He may also be moved back up front from the start. Martial didn't impress in the striker role. Sancho was again on the bench, and Cavani not even in the squad. The only other option is Luke Shaw. United haven't got any clean sheets yet, and he hasn't got any attacking returns, but the upcoming fixtures are still good. Another option is to get either Shane Duffy of Brighton, who's already gone up in price, or Tino Livramento of Southampton. I'd bring them in for either Tsimikas, who's likely played his last game for a while, or Ben White, who'll miss the next game due to COVID. At the moment, I'm thinking Tsimikas to Livramento. White should be back for Game Week 4 when Arsenal's fixtures get better. Livramento offers a similar attacking threat to Duffy and should be nailed for a longer period. What about starting 11 and captaincy? Before any potential transfers, I'm looking to bring in Luke Ayling to the starting lineup, since they have the best fixture, and White and Tsimikas will probably miss out anyway. For captaincy, I think I'll stick with my original plan and go with Bruno away to Wolves. I'm strongly considering Antonio though, given his form and the fixture. Do I have any longer term plans? If I don't transfer out Tony, I'll continue monitoring him and perhaps transfer him out next week, funded by Greenwood or Shaw. I'll also be monitoring all my defenders and making sure I have good options to start every week, but won't be prioritising transfers here. Longer term, West Ham assets will need to be assessed once the Europa League group stage starts mid-September. I have my eye on Lukaku for a Game Week 7 wildcard, but may have to jump on early if he keeps up his form. I'll post my transfers and final team selection on Twitter once they're done, so follow me at more_FPL if you want to see that. Thank you so much for watching, I really appreciate it. Please add your own thoughts and follow-up questions in the comments, and I'll try to get through as many as I can. If you made it to the very end, please destroy the like and subscribe buttons and notification bell to get more FPL.